good morning or is it good afternoon for you right now?
It is good morning. It is 9 a.m. on
So
Friday.
that means you were somewhere in California, not Kingston, Ontario.
Yes, I was just in Kingston though, like a couple weeks ago, but I'm back in
So,
LA.
so you get to go back and forth pretty often?
I would say every summer for sure I go. I'd like to go more than that, but life's crazy.
And if I've done my research correctly, you studied at Belmont in Nashville.
I did, yeah. I went there for 4 years and lived there a couple years after too, and still go back and forth there pretty often.
So you're going back and forth between California, Nashville, Ontario, three music hubs right there.
Yeah, yeah, pretty
Plus
much.
touring.
hmm
Okay. So
The gypsy
always on the road.
girl.
And when we follow you on social media, we see you kind of globetrotting it as well. So is it that you got into music so you could travel, or is that just a happenstance with all that?
That's a good question. No, I didn't get into music so I could travel, but I would say so that I could, I mean, spread my music with as many people as possible. And that's, a global thing. So that's my dream is to be able to meet everybody that's ever given my music a chance.
Got it. So Boyish, when they said, "Hey, do you want to interview Chloe?" and I said, "Yes." Boyish was a single. I think one single's come out since then, correct?
Yep, 94. So that came out on September 29th, and so far has been doing really well.
That's yeah, looks like that's doing very well. Boyish got a lot of press, a lot of spins, etc. Now, when you wrote Boyish, did you know, hey, this is a hit, or did somebody on your team have to go, this is a hit, this is the single?
I kind of had a feeling that people were gonna love it because it's a little sassy. Everybody loves a little sass, and I knew that the title would be intriguing. And like, what does that mean? What is boyish? And I feel like a lot of us, whether you're a guy or a girl, have experienced somebody who's a man child, even if it's like your brother or your friend, or like again a woman child too. Like we all have dealt with people that are immature, not able to reciprocate, whatever it
Right.
be.
And you also put out a mini documentary related to Boyish. So do you film often? I'm assuming the answer is yes, because people follow you on Instagram and TikTok, do see a lot of video.
Yeah, I do. I love to create visual content, and it's just something that adds to the story. Anytime you're creating music video, even if it's a storytelling series behind the songs, I've been doing that for my EP and all the singles that I'm releasing. It's really fun to give somebody just something to watch, something to see, to meet me and see my personality that they don't maybe necessarily get the full effect just when they're listening. So it's fun.
Well, where I'm going with that is a lot of producers and studio people go, do not film the session. This is going to change the vibes. This makes me
Yeah.
nervous because a lot of people at mixing boards
Yeah.
don't like cameras. They're
Right.
there for the recording. So, do
Sure.
you have any producers or people went, hey, you can film two takes, but that's
Yeah.
it?
I feel like I'm pretty lucky. Most people are pretty open. I would say like I'm the one who ends up getting really lost in the creative process, and then I forget sometimes to like pull out my phone. But I do have those moments where I'll just put it in the corner and I'm listening to the first pass or something, and I just get super excited, or the instrumental, and it's so fun to be able to like capture those moments, or just like the building blocks of the song. It's so cool. Or when you have like the harmony stacked with the lead and that's all that's playing and there's no instruments and you hear that beautiful like trio of vocals, it's like you get obsessed.
Yeah. Well, you've now released a few singles within the past few months. Are both of those going to be on the Awakening Volume 2 EP?
They are. Yes, yes, yes. And then I've got another one coming out at in November, so November 10th.
So, is the EP done?
Yes, technically. Technically. It's always one of those things where it's like a work in progress. I'm still like fleshing out music videos and content, stuff like that. Because they're so back to back. It's like you have to try to be like steps ahead. Yet you don't want to, I don't know. You want to see how a single goes, obviously, and in case it gets more ammo, you end up putting more time into that song.
Yeah. And when we look at your website now, no upcoming tour dates listed.
No, not yet.
I picture you, and tell me if I'm wrong here, that you will be doing the Jingle Ball circuit of radio concerts in December.
Oh my gosh. Can we manifest that, please?
Oh, well, I didn't know if there was a secret plan that you were about to go, well, keep checking the socials because in a month we're going to announce all the performances.
That would be amazing because when I was younger, when I was like 14, I went and like saw Jingle Ball like at least twice. So that's a dream.
Jingle Ball in New York, the Z100 one, or Jingle Ball Kingston, Jingle
Um,
Ball.
LA actually. Yep. I have a picture with like Nick Cannon.
Oh, do you?
I do. Yeah. Back in the days of like fedoras and like bad clothing.
Wait, your fedora or his fedora?
My fedora. He's
Well,
actually also been wearing a fedora.
he seems very fedora adjacent at different times. I mean, fedoras have come and gone the last like 30 years, like six times.
Yeah,
There's
I
the
know.
swing music and ska music fedora era.
Right.
Rihanna had a fedora for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
Why did you have a fedora? Was it a particular artist or model?
I think it was just being an eighth grader, honestly. I was like, this is what everybody's wearing, I guess. This is stylish. No,
Now,
I've never really been one to like follow a trend. I feel like I've always been like, what is everybody not doing?
so the trends follow you.
Exactly. That's what
Okay.
I meant to think.
So 34 latest single. Are you going to put out another single before the EP is out?
Um, yeah, so I'm releasing another one November 10th and then probably one more and then the EP.
All
Yeah.
that while keeping up social media posts a couple times a week as well.
Yes, it's been nuts. And I just did something really fun for 94. The song's basically about like my situationship that I had been in and how I kind of got to the point of being frustrated and kind of like, won't you just like kiss me before we're 94 years old? Like, can we just see what's there? Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's go for it sort of thing. And I was like, how fun would it be to interview 90 something year olds? And so I got Uncle Jack, he has a good presence on social media and he's super wise and super sweet. And he's 100 years old. And then I got my grandma and I interviewed them all about love. And so now I'm like posting that on social media and trying to build a buzz around the song and also hopefully convince Gen Z and millennials here to, go for it, cancel situationships and take a risk.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Guerrilla marketing.
in a good way, manifesting guerrilla marketing fedoras. That's
Yeah.
what I've learned so far. New EP coming soon. We're going to have to wait on the tour dates. When you're not busy with the content creation and also putting out music pretty regularly, because
Yeah.
getting out three singles in 3-4 months, that's more than most artists are doing these days. Where
Yeah.
does your time go when you're not occupied with all that?
I mean, honestly, I love cooking. I love going on walks by the beach. Like I'm all about just trying to ground myself in other ways because I'm just like all over the place otherwise. But anything creative, and I feel like for me, cooking is one of those things where I can kind of like turn off the world and still use my hands and still create. So that's one of my favorite ways, I guess, to
And
spend.
when you say the beach, do you mean Manhattan Beach?
Yes, Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach, Redondo Beach, they're all kind of like next to each other in the area that I live in. And so it's really nice to just kind of get up and get inspiration from being outside. And I'm a sunshine girl, so give me all the sun.
Is one of those Surf City?
I mean, technically, that's where like the Beach Boys, they're from like this area. They're from Torrance, which is like literally like right around the corner. Yeah.
I have a lot to learn with my geography. Well, two quick questions, and
Yeah.
then I'll let you go. The first one, what's the last concert that you went to as a fan?
Um, that's a good question, actually. Um, why am I blanking out on this right now?
Was it the Eras tour? Was it Beyonce's stadium tour?
I'm honestly okay, there's definitely been shows after this, but one that's like forever memorable that I can immediately recall is the Harry Styles concert. And so I got to see him at the Forum, and this was actually, I've definitely seen people after this, but it's not coming to mind right now. But this was like right before COVID, and he played his album like straight through. It was like the only time he ever did that, and it just like blew my mind. And then Stevie Nicks came out at the end, so I cried.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then last question here. What was your first concert?
My first concert, it was either the Dixie Chicks or Shania Twain, and I can't remember which one because I'm pretty sure they were like within the same year. I was probably 5. Yeah. And then, I mean, I grew up in a very musical household. My dad was in bands, and so I was seeing music from the time I was really, really tiny. So, but that's like one of the most like memorable ones for sure.
So you started off as a country person and then went pop.
I guess so, yeah.
Isn't
Definitely.
it usually the other way around? You start off as pop and then you get into country?
Yeah, I think that does happen quite a bit. For me, like I kind of grew up listening to everything. So it's definitely I would say a lot of female icons though. Avril, Shania, the Dixie Chicks, like all these badass singer-songwriters.
All the
Definitely
one named Canadian female artists.
a lot of Canadians actually. Yeah. I'm realizing it's so funny. Like I really am. I'm looking at like who I was influenced by and I'm like, a lot of them are Canadian. Is that a coincidence?
Fifi, was Fifi Dobson on that list?
Fifi Dobson is great. Oh my gosh. Yes. Love her. Nelly Furtado, queen.
That's another one named Canadian artist. Yeah,
Oh,
Nelly.
oh yeah. Been influenced by her for sure, no doubt.
Well, bottom line is this, Chloe. Looking forward to your next single. Looking forward to seeing some tour dates get on that calendar, jingle
Yeah.
balls or not. And I guess the best way, and you'll correct me on this, best way to know what you're up to is Instagram, TikTok, or both.
Both, definitely both. Yeah. I would say, I mean, Instagram's my favorite right now because I just feel like you really can see your fans more. Like in or TikTok, you meet a lot of new people though, which is cool. So love both.
Now I know. Well, thank you for your time. Keep up all the greatness and looking forward to what's to come, Chloe.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Paltrocast.